All right, so meme coins. They're crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 1 minute you're up, and the next minute, bam, you're down big time.
Yeah, for sure. It's a wild ride.
But what if there was, like a system or something, a way to actually make sense of all the craziness and even make some consistent profits,
Hmm. That'd be something, wouldn't it?
right? Well, that's where Memecoins Cracked comes in, and that's what we're diving into today.
Interesting. What have you found out about it so far?
Well, I mean, the first thing that struck me was the creator story.
Yeah.
They don't present themselves as like some sort of crypto guru, like they've been in the game forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Instead, it's more like they've been through the meme coin ringer themselves. Like they lost a bunch of money before figuring out this supposed winning strategy.
Hmm. I can see why that would be appealing. It makes them seem more relatable, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Like they're just a regular person who, got burned, but then like figured out a way to make it work.
Makes sense. It's like they understand the struggles.
Yeah, totally. And they really emphasize that you don't need to be like a tech expert or have tons of money to use their system.
Oh, interesting. What do they say? What do they say you need?
They claim, get this, that you can start with as little as $2. $2.
Wow. That's pretty low. I mean, almost anyone could do that, right?
Right. That's the whole point. It's
No.
all about simplicity and accessibility, they say.
Hmm. Okay, so they've got this compelling story, right? They've made it seem accessible. But what about the actual system? What does it actually involve?
Well, they call it a manual method. So
Right.
basically, you're making the trading decisions yourself. You're not relying on bots or anything like that.
Oh, okay, so it's hands-on.
Exactly. And they break it down into three main steps.
All right, three steps. What's the first one?
Step one is all about identifying the right meme coin to trade.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do you do that? I mean, there are so many meme coins out there, right?
Right. Well, that's where things get a little mysterious. They claim to have these secret filters, right?
Secret filters, that sounds a bit vague.
Yeah, a little bit. But they say these filters can help you spot the potential winners early on.
Hmm. Do
Right.
they actually explain how these filters work, or is it like a trade secret or something?
Well, they give some insights into the criteria they use, but it's definitely a bit vague. They talk about analyzing market trends, like community engagement, that sort of thing. Things that suggest a meme coin might have the potential to pump, as they say.
Okay, so there's some research involved,
Yeah.
right? It's not just like picking a meme coin randomly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're trying to strike a balance, I think, between like appealing to the get rich quick crowd, but also like emphasizing that you need to, make informed decisions.
Yeah.
I see. So you've used their secret filters, and
Yeah.
you've found a potential meme coin. What's the next step?
All right, so step two is all about timing. It's about riding the way, of a price surge at the right time.
Right. Makes sense, but how do you know when to like jump in and when to get out? I mean, meme coins are so unpredictable.
Yeah, that's the tricky part, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they claim their system provides specific guidance on that. Like they talk about analyzing price charts, identifying key support and resistance levels, and spotting those moments when, a meme coin is about to take off.
So it's a combination of technical analysis and maybe a little bit of intuition.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. They're trying to give you a framework for making those buy and sell decisions.
Interesting. It sounds like they're trying to systematize something that's inherently pretty chaotic, right?
Right. But, they also acknowledge that there's always risk involved.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's the nature of meme coins, right? It wouldn't be meme coin trading without risk.
Exactly. So, all right, let's say you've followed their system, you've ridden that wave, and you've made some profit, hopefully. What's the next step?
Well, that's step 3, taking your profits before the inevitable crash.
Oh, that's probably the hardest part, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Like not getting greedy.
Right. Knowing when to walk away.
Yeah, exactly. They stress the importance of that. Like, don't get emotionally attached to any particular meme coin. Take your profits and move on.
That sounds like very sound advice, especially in the meme coin world where things change so quickly.
Right. Okay, so we've got these 3 steps. Find the right meme coin, time your entry and exit just right, and take your profits before the whole thing crashes.
Yeah, it sounds simple enough when you put it like that.
Right. But how do they actually convince people that this system, works? What kind of proof do they offer?
Good question. What have you seen?
Well, a lot of it comes down to proven results.
Yeah.
They show a bunch of screenshots and testimonials from people who've supposedly used their system and made, significant profits.
Screenshots and testimonials, huh? Doesn't that sound a bit suspect?
Yeah, I mean it's a common marketing tactic, right?
Yeah.
Especially online. They're trying to create like social proof,
Yeah.
show that other people have had success with their system.
Right, right. But you always have to, take those with a grain of salt. Oh,
Absolutely. Anyone can, cherry pick a few success stories. So I dug a little deeper. I wanted to see, what kind of profits they were actually talking about.
yeah. What did you find?
Well, they claim some users have turned like really small investments into big gains, sometimes in like minutes.
Minutes. Wow.
Like they highlighted one case where someone turned like $9.56 into $147, and another one where someone turned $4.33 into almost $80.
Wow, those are some pretty impressive numbers.
Right, but the question is that typical? Or are these just, the lucky few who struck meme coin gold?
Right. Yeah. Is it realistic to expect those kinds of results?
Exactly. And that's a question we're going to explore further as we continue this deep dive into Memecoins Cracked. Because, while those results might be possible, it's important to understand the context, the risks, and whether these examples are, representative of the average person's experience.
Yeah, definitely. We need to look beyond the hype and really examine the substance behind this system.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in, all the promises of easy money, but we need to be critical.
Absolutely. We need to see if there's really something there or if it's just, smoke and mirrors.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about how Meme Coins Cracked is all about this manual method for treating meme coins, but they also talk a lot about, minimizing risk. And that's something I really wanted to dig into, especially given how crazy meme coins can be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, risk it's inherent in the whole meme coin space, right?
Totally. So how do they approach that aspect? Like how do they try to help people, you know, not lose their shirts?
Well, they highlight a couple of main strategies. One is quick profit taking.
Okay, so like get in, get out.
Exactly. Ride the wave, but don't get greedy. Lock in your gains. Move on to the next opportunity.
That sounds good in theory, but I imagine it's tough to actually do that when you're in the thick of it and you're watching the price go up and up.
Yeah, it definitely takes discipline, right?
Mm.
And a clear plan, like knowing your exit point before you even enter the trade.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So what's the other strategy they emphasize?
Well, they talk a lot about avoiding rug pulls.
Rug pulls. What are those exactly?
So basically, it's a scam, right? The creators of a meme coin, they pump up the price, get everyone excited, and then they just poof, they disappear, and everyone who bought in is left with nothing.
Oh wow, that sounds scary.
Yeah, it's a big problem in the meme coin world.
So how do they claim to help people, avoid those rug pulls?
Well, they teach people to look for certain red flags, like things that might indicate that a rug pull is imminent. For example, they say to be wary of meme coins with anonymous developers.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, or meme coins that make really, really big promises. Promises that sound too good to be true.
So it's all about like doing your due diligence, right? Like really scrutinizing a project before you invest.
Exactly. They encourage people to dig deeper, like read the project's white paper if it has one, check out the community forums, see if there's, any real substance behind the meme coin.
That's a really good point
Yeah.
because there are just so many new meme coins popping up all the time. It's easy to, get caught up in the hype.
Yeah, totally. And that's where meme coins cracked claims to offer value, right? They give you this framework for evaluating meme coins, for separating the potential gems from the likely scams.
Okay, so they're trying to help people make smarter decisions. But, at the end of the day, a lot of people are drawn to meme coins because of the potential for those massive gains, right? Like the life-changing kind of money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it?
Right. So does Meme Coins Cracked address that at all? Like, do they talk about how to hit those meme coin home runs?
They do touch on it. Like they talk about the idea of finding those meme coins with 100x or even 1000x potential, but they also caution against against chasing those moonshots blindly.
Right, right. So it's about balance, like
Yeah.
trying to find those big winners, but also managing your risk responsibly.
Exactly. And they really stress the importance of, having a plan, taking profits along the way, not risking more than you can afford to lose, all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tightrope walk, isn't it? Like balancing that desire for those huge gains with the need to not lose everything.
Definitely. And that's one of the key takeaways here, I think. Meme coin trading it's high risk, high reward. There's the potential to make a lot of money quickly, but there's also the potential to lose it all just as fast.
Right. It's a wild ride for sure. But it seems like Memecoins Cracked is trying to provide some structure, some guidance to help people navigate, this volatile landscape.
Yeah, that's definitely their claim. They're trying to appeal to both the thrill seekers, the people who are in it for the big wins, but also the more cautious investors, the people who want to dip their toes into the meme coin waters without getting completely swept away.
Okay, so we've talked about the risk management strategies, their approach to generating profits, but there's another piece of the puzzle I want to look at, and that's the sales pitch itself. Like, how do they actually convince people to buy into this system?
Yeah, good point. That's where the marketing magic comes in, right?
Right. So what kind of tactics do they use?
Well, they use a lot of classic sales techniques, to create a sense of urgency, of scarcity.
Okay, like what kind of technique?
Well, for example, they constantly emphasize that the price is going to increase soon. Like they're always running these limited time offers, these
Yeah.
these bonuses to incentivize people to buy now rather than later.
Ah, the old fear of missing out strategy.
Exactly. Classic for a reason. It works. And they also play up the idea of exclusivity.
Hmm.
They suggest that only a limited number of people will be able to get access to the system at this special, discounted price.
So it's all about like creating this sense of urgency and exclusivity to get people to pull out their wallets.
Yeah, pretty much. And then to sweeten the deal even further, they offer a 30-day money back guarantee. So, you can try it out risk-free, supposedly.
Hmm. That's a smart move. It makes it seem less risky, right?
Lowers the barrier to entry.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so we've got the limited time offers, the money back guarantee. What about those bonuses you mentioned? Like what kind of extras do they throw in?
Well, it depends on which package you choose, but some of the common ones are access to a private community of traders, so you can connect with other people who are using the system. And then there are additional training videos, software tools that supposedly, enhance the system's effectiveness.
So it's like a value added proposition, right?
Mhm.
You're not just getting the core system, you're getting all these extra goodies.
Exactly. And they present them as being, incredibly valuable, like
Oh.
worth far more than their actual cost.
Right, right. So they've got the compelling backstory, this structured system, a focus on risk management, promises of big profits, and then they layer on all these marketing tactics to make it seem like, an irresistible offer.
Yeah, they definitely know what they're doing when it comes to marketing, that's for
Right.
sure.
But the question is, does it actually live up to the hype?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And that's what we're gonna explore in the final part of this deep dive because, while Memecoins Cracked might sound tempting, we need to dig deeper. We need to analyze the evidence and ultimately decide for ourselves whether it's a genuine opportunity or just another, shiny object promising riches in the crazy world of meme coins.
Right. It's easy to get seduced by those promises, but we gotta stay critical.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've spent a lot of time now talking about Memecoins Cracked,
Mhm.
right? The creator, their whole story, the system, all the risk stuff, those profit claims, even all the sales and marketing stuff. Now it's time for the big question, right?
Yeah.
Is this thing legit or is it just hype?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? And to be honest, it's not an easy answer. There are, some interesting things about it,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not some sort of like guaranteed, path to riches.
Yeah, no magic bullet. All right, well, I'm curious then from your perspective, having looked at all this stuff, what are some of the like potential strengths? What stood out to you?
Well, one thing I did find kind of interesting was their focus on the manual trading part of it. Like they're not pushing some, black box algorithm or promising you'll make money without effort. Instead, they're really encouraging people to understand the why behind their trades, to learn how to analyze the market and make informed decisions. And that's a valuable skill to have, honestly, whether you're trading meme coins or anything else.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's about empowering the individual trader rather than just, giving them signals to follow blindly.
Exactly. And that kind of ties into another potential strength I notice, which is their focus on risk management. They're not just saying, "Hey, go out there and YOLO into whatever the hottest meme coin is." They're stressing the importance of protecting your capital, taking profits, when you're ahead, avoiding those rug pulls, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's always good advice.
Right. Especially in a market like this.
Okay, so there's some potential value there, both in terms of the educational part of it and the risk management stuff they emphasize. But let's flip the coin here. What about the downsides? What are some things that listeners should be, wary of when they're thinking about this system?
Well, I think the biggest red flag, honestly, is the hype. They make some pretty big claims about turning small amounts of money into life-changing profits. And while that's definitely possible in the world of meme coins, it's not the norm. Those examples they show, where someone turns, like, a few bucks into hundreds of dollars. Those are the exceptions, not the rule.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that get rich quick story, especially when you see those testimonials and everything. But as we always say, past performance doesn't guarantee future results.
Exactly. And while the system itself might have some merit, the execution is entirely on you. Your success is going to depend on your ability to learn the strategies,
Yeah.
apply them consistently, and make, good decisions when you're under pressure. It's not passive. You can't just like set it and forget it. You got to be actively engaged. You got to be doing your research. You got to be managing your risk carefully.
So it's not a magic formula or anything. It's a tool, but it's a
Yeah.
tool that takes work and skill.
Right. And luck. Let's not forget luck.
Oh yeah, for sure. Lots of luck.
There's always going to be risk. Even with the best strategies in the world, you can still lose money. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so to bring this all together, is Memecoins Cracked a scam? Is it legit? Is it, something in between? What's the verdict?
I'd say it's definitely somewhere in between. It's not an outright scam, but it's also not some sort of, foolproof way to get rich. It offers this structured approach, some valuable insights, a focus on risk management, which are all good things. But it's just so important to approach it with realistic expectations, a healthy dose of skepticism and a commitment to responsible trading.
That's a great way to put it. It's a tool. It's a potential starting point, but ultimately your success or failure in this market is going to come down to you, your efforts, your skills, and your risk tolerance.
Well said. And knowledge is power, right? The more you learn about meme coins, about the technology, the market, the better equipped you're going to be to navigate this whole landscape.
Couldn't agree more. So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into meme coins cracked. We covered a lot. We explored the good, the bad, and hopefully we've given you some things to think about. Now it's up to you to decide if this system is right for you. Do your own research. Weigh the risks and rewards and make an informed decision. And remember, stay curious, keep learning, and always trade responsibly. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to check out our other deep dives for more insights into tech and finance and all that good stuff.